up, everybody? This is your boy Darnell Tate, and today is Friday. I want to welcome you to the Conversation Podcast, where real conversations are being had. This is what I'd like for you to do. Will you please like, share, and tag, and let everyone know that the Conversation Podcast is on the air? Hey, guess what? You got your boy tonight, and I have a special guest. I'm sorry to say Jonisha is not able to make it on tonight. She had an event. If anybody know Jonisha, man, she is doing big things in North Carolina. She has a singing gig on tonight, and we want to just wish her well as she go off into her gifting, her calling, and also in the spirit that she's just in naturally. So this is what I need to do: like, share, and tag, and let everyone know that the Conversation Podcast is on the air. I would like to say to you, those who are listening, if you would like to sponsor, you can sponsor us by a dollar sign rare image, the number 26, dollar sign rare image, the number 26. If you have any questions about our show, our packages, and our radio station, which is Vision Radio, VI-ZHEN, Vision Radio on Live 365. The last time I was on here, I spelled it wrong, so I had to make sure that I correct myself about that. So, hey, join in with us on this. Tap into, excuse me, our radio station. I promise you're going to enjoy yourself. We adding music on there regularly, from traditional gospel to contemporary to hip hop gospel, all that. We got different genres of music. So, hey, like, share, and tag, everybody, even your haters. Hey, Tell Them Conversation Podcast is about to be had. I would like to shout out our participants on here. Justin Williams. Hello, sir. Sister Sonata. That's my sister right there. Hey, how you doing today? I pray everything is going well with you. Let me cut this banner off unless y'all want to, hey, hit me up and ask questions about our show. Listen, I'm going to hit our commercial, and after our commercial, I'm going to introduce you to our guest on tonight, who is not a stranger to the Conversation Podcast. Not at all. It's somebody I love and somebody I highly, highly respect. So listen to this broadcast, this commercial, and we will be back in a short notice as soon as I find it. Hi. Have you ever considered sponsoring? You can do so by Cash App or setting up reoccurring monthly payments. Our Cash App is Rare Image 26. For reoccurring payments, email us at rareimage26@gmail.com. The Conversation Podcast highlights 2 businesses every month. If you would like to be mentioned, email us with your information. If you live in the West Tennessee area, for all your photography needs, Lasting Impression by Lucy is the one. You can contact owner and operator Renee Anderson at 731-394-5402. Tots and Tots Enrichment and Home Care, located in Medina, Tennessee. Their aim is to grow your little ones into smarter, more intelligent, kinder, stronger, and more independent little people. The owner and operator is Cheryl Carter. For more information, please contact her via Facebook. What's up? I'm back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial, that brief commercial that we had. And I would like to say to each one of you who are listening, if you have a business that you would like to be showcased on show, just email us at rareimage, the number 26 @gmail.com with your information, logos and all that type of stuff. And we will make sure that you will get highlighted on this show. We're going to be highlighting 2 businesses, different business every month. So if you want to be showcased, just hit us up. So at this time, I'm going to bring on our guest, who is definitely not a stranger to our show. If anybody know this young woman, she is definitely the sweetest person you ever know, and always wanting to offer a hand. So let's put our virtual hands together as we welcome to our show the Anna Simmons. Come on, put your hands together for her. Woo! Let me see if I can find my hand clapping sound on here. All right. How you doing, Anna?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you for coming and being my co-host on
Yes,
this show.
no other place I would rather be than
Look, I know it was
your
last
life.
minute and everything.
Oh, no other place that I would rather be. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Thank God it's Friday. It's Friday. Glad for the weekend. Been working all week with the kiddos, and now it's time to fun time.
Yeah.
Praise
Wait a
God.
minute, wait, what you doing again? You doing the Cabbage Patch?
Yes. I'm that old, okay?
Oh.
The young kids don't know nothing about that. But
Uh,
anyway.
just oh my yo.
Hey, Miss Mary. Hello, kingdom blessings to everybody in the room. Let me put my church hat on for 2 seconds and I'm gonna step out of it. Grace and peace to all of our saints and followers and friends. To you and you.
Uh,
I give first giving honor to God for my being here tonight. And
uh-huh.
to everyone in the room. God bless you. God
God
bless you.
bless
God
you.
bless you. And then
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. And we're gonna go further.
Hey, I got to shout out my sister Anna Jade Reynolds. That's my homegirl right here. Right, yeah. What's up, Anna? Hey, y'all got the same name, Anna. Y'all check this out. Somebody don't jumped in on that line. They want to show off their hot self, girl, some porn type of stuff. Man, these folks are ridiculous, man.
What we are praying for you tonight. We pray that the Savior delivers your soul from the top of your head to the sole of your feet.
No, we ain't got to pray. We just gonna block them.
Oh no, I knew that, but
That's what we
yeah,
gonna do. Well, I'm not
but
gonna
you
waste my.
find deliverance at the altar.
I ain't
Glory,
gonna waste my time and energy praying for nobody. I'm just gonna block and go about my business. You hear me?
right.
Hey, I meant to. Yeah, Sister Nada said, "Cabbage girl." Look at that. Cabbage girl. Y'all can't dance worth a nut, for real. Like I'll be
You
at
know
work.
what? And I don't mean this in a mean way. Let me preface it. But I have seen this in real time. And he is like the movie, the Hitch movie, where when Hitch is teaching the guy with the glasses on, he's teaching him how to dance, and he tells him this is where you live, 1, 2, 1, 2, and he trying to do the pizza and doing all these different dances. That that is him,
Yeah,
okay?
I ain't gonna lie.
So
I ain't gonna lie.
1, 2, 1, 2 is where you live. Yeah.
Look, look. I promise. By the time you
Not
get to
that
the
I'm a Chris
fourth,
Brown dancer myself. Let me say that too, because I am not. I can dance, but I'm not a Chris Brown dancer or
look.
any of the above.
I promise. By the time I get to the fourth step, I'm confused and I quit. I'm literally like, and I tell anybody, I was the one at the club that held the wall down. I held that joker up for real. Like it was what it was, and I got some of my friends online right now that I work with, and I'm just a fun person. I know everybody see me like, oh, he just serious, but I am the most silly person in the world. I hear your sister Sonata, my lord. She right. Yes, they both right. They ain't going left at all. I promise you, they're not going.
Well, we're yet praying for you. We're yet praying. We're yet praying that God turn it around for you. You
Got
know.
my homegirl on here. This is my little girlfriend right here. Yeah, Lawanda. This I shout you out now. Everybody know, you know. Anyway, so I'm just playing Anna. She's just a friend
Oh
of mine.
no, no, no,
She
no,
right.
no. Whatever make you happy. Hey, I'm all for my brother being happy. As long
Look,
as he treats him right and does right by him and does right by God, I'm good with it. Now,
look.
if both of those things ain't happening, then we
Uh
got a
huh.
problem. Or whatever.
Look, check this out. We had put a picture up years ago because we got a group of friends. We're real close, and no, we don't talk to each other every day, but we definitely love each other. And she had put my picture up. Yes, we are happy. You definitely right, Lawanda. Definitely happy. And man, she started getting inboxes. I started getting inboxes, and somebody was like, "Well, I'm sorry for hitting up your inbox. I didn't know you had a girlfriend." I'm like, "That wasn't." That was
Well,
But she is definitely a beautiful woman, and I can definitely see. I mean, like, hey, she's a looker. I promise you, and she got a great personality. Let me quit flirting on this line right here for my inbox be jumping again, and I
right.
be going off.
I was gonna say, should it be Miss LaWanda up here and not me? Because just wonder.
Alright, so tonight we're gonna be talking about this is our thankful Thankful November month, and so we're gonna be focusing on different aspects of being thankful and all that different type of stuff. And that's what we're going to be talking about on this month. We're going to have I got my sister on here. We're gonna have different family members on here. Just a array of people. I promise you, this will not be a boring conversation. I'm not gonna have it boring. We're gonna have fun on tonight. We're gonna be talking about the importance of family and friends. The importance of family and friends, right? So, my listeners, what are or what is your definition of family and what is your definition of friends? I want to know. Share
Somebody
with me.
put down in the comments below,
Put in the
what is
comment
your
section.
definition of friends and family? Or and even further than that, what is a good friend? What is a good friend?
Mhm.
Because you
We
can have a friend and not necessarily have a good friend.
we was gonna hit that area next. We wanna kinda break things up, so that way we can have a full conversation about all of this. And let me say this, I must admit, like, for me, I have friends who are now family, and Anna, you're one of them. Like,
Right.
it's like it is what it is. It's like, that's my sister, you know?
Right.
And so I'm like, and it's not because we go to the same church. We have built that closeness. We
Yes,
argue.
we have. Okay, I can say that because um it was 2 weeks ago, I believe. We were in praise team practice because we also sing in the praise team at church together.
Mhm.
And I was saying something to him, or he was saying something to me, and all of a sudden, instead of calling me my name, he said "Anime Bullet," and I said, "Did you just call me that?" but I knew he was just joking. It was
Wait,
a
wait,
joke, and I was.
wait
But
a
I do. But I will say, I said something first, so it wasn't like it was just him messing with me. I actually called him Barry White first, and he
on
knows
multiple
why.
occasions. On
But
multiple
so
occasions.
it was just, a joke between the two of us. He said
Yeah.
I called him Barry, he called me Automatic Bullock. He
Anime
said
Bullock.
it was okay.
Anime Bullock. It was so funny because Anna called me one morning, and she had never heard my morning voice. So it was one morning, I think it was over the weekend or whatever, and she was all happy. Hey, 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 Darnell, how you doing? I'm like, hello. She like,
Right,
is this Darnell? Like, yeah, this Darnell.
right,
She said, okay, Barry.
right, right. I did.
Okay, Barry. Like,
But
yeah,
I'm like, who am I on the phone with?
yo,
Am I
this,
on the phone with Darnell? Am I on the phone with somebody trying to rap or holler at me? What is this?
yo, this
Because I ain't
Darnell.
used to that.
Yo, this the elder.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, so it just kicked off, and one day she busts out with that at choir rehearsal, and everybody just started laughing, but they didn't know the history behind it, whatever. But
Right.
let's get to this question. So Sister Sonata answered. I'm so churchy. God, Sister Sonata. I will go with Sonata, Sister Sonata. She said, "A friend is someone I can count on through thick and thin, like a sister or brother." Yeah, I like that.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I like that. Okay, okay. Anna J said biologically, family who you share similar genetic code like father, mother, child, etc. And cultural family you have a special form of love for. Okay, okay, I like that. I like
I
that.
can agree with
Okay, and
that.
I'm gonna let you read this one right here.
Okay, Miss LaWanda Jones says, family, any person who adds to me and helps elevate me to become the best version of myself and the best reflection of God. I love that. Oh,
Hmm.
get me right when I may be wrong with no ill will or loss of love. I love it. Yes. You
I
definitely
love
need
that.
those people in your life as friends that love you but can, pull you to the side real quick and be like, hey, get your life. This is not who you are. This is not what we're doing. We're not gonna do this today. I agree wholeheartedly.
Mhm. Anna J Reynolds, y'all got the same name, and I'm gonna let you read hers.
Okay, it's his friends or someone who you just enjoy their company and want to spend life moments with. Ooh, that's deep.
Oh,
I love that.
that's deep. Yeah, that's really deep. I love it too, Sister Sonata. I really do. Man, these are all great definitions of what friend or family is. Those who spoke family, um, great definitions. And in defining those words, you have to dig deep to think about it, right? Like you sitting here and you're right, LaWanda. DNA makes you related. Love, unconditional love makes you family. And that's what I was just about to go off into. You know, you like relations does not necessarily make you family. It just makes you related. Now, family is somebody that you can have relations with and have that connection with. Um, but does it always mean just because we related that we're family?
Right? Kind of like that saying says, you can choose who your friends are, but you can't choose who your family is.
Uh-huh.
You know, you can always choose who them friends are, but that family sometimes, boy, it can it can make or break you sometimes.
Let me tell you something. I had the grace to work at a job that I enjoy going to every day, and one of my biggest things that outside of the participants, Anna, that I that make me want to come to work was my coworkers. And if Anna can, she can definitely talk about it on here. We had built a relationship like we're family. Like we check on each other, we inbox one another, we talk to one another, we cry. Well, they did a lot of cry. I was the only male that was there for the longest, so I got a chance to hear them cry. They like, Darnell, just this, whatever, and it felt good that they trusted me, beyond just being coworkers, and we had became family, and we chose to do that, like, and not because we worked together. We chose because we understood the connection that we were building, and when I tell you we had each other back, it was ridiculous. I ain't gonna say no much more how we had each other back because I don't. I may be listening like, we can't trust y'all,
Right.
but we covered and had each other back. And I promise you, man, it is family is amazing.
Yes,
Family
it is.
is amazing. Like, and you come from a big family,
I
so
I do. I
share
do.
share the experience with us. We want to hear about it.
Okay, so in my immediate household, I am the oldest of two. I have a brother who is 5 years younger than me that has two children. He has a 6-year old and a 5-year old. My father, on my father's side of the family, there were 15 of them. There were 8 boys and 7 girls, to Miss Blanche Marie Brown Simmons and Mr. James Grady Simmons Sr. On my mother's side of the family, Miss Dorothy Louise Melton Hillsman and Mr. Darnell Hillsman, there were 6 of them. My mother had another brother that died when he was very, very little. His name was Sherman. So the oldest was my Uncle Wallace Hillsman, and then my Aunt Maddie Hillsman, and then my mother, and then my Aunt Lisa Hillsman, and then my Uncle Terry Hillsman, and then my auntie Maxine Hillsman, who is the baby. But growing up in a big family, one thing I can say, if nothing else was there, especially on my dad's side of the family, it was a lot of love. I mean, we love each other. It's okay, so it's to the point, we love each other. We get when we get together, especially even now, like I because of that love, like me and my cousins, we have a bond like no other. So like at Christmas, okay, this is how big it is in the love. At Christmas, literally, my grandmother's house is not that big. It is still in standing today. And I can remember at Christmas, Darnell, going in her front room by the front door, and literally presents would be stacked up to the top of the Christmas tree, because at Christmas we would all buy gifts for each and everybody. So you may go home with 4 or 5 heavy duty trash bags full of clothes,
Wow.
shoes, purses, you name it. And even to this day, like I was saying earlier, me and my cousins have that bond. So, like, for example, when most of the time, most of my cousins would come home around Christmas. So we all get together. And I can remember growing up, we would go and spend the night together. We might spend the night at my house. We would spend the night with my auntie Erlene. We would spend the night, sometimes a couple times with my grandmother at her house. We would spend the night at my cousin India's house. She would let us come, and we would spend the night. And and even to this day, we're like that. Like we'll get together when they come home, and we'll go to the movies. We'll go out to eat. We'll go and do stuff. And then a lot of that love also centered around food, because where there's love, it's gonna be a whole lot of eating going
Mhm.
on, whole lot of cracking jokes, whole lot of laughing, whole lot of smiling.
That's
Hey,
true.
I ain't seen you in a
That's true.
while. what's been going on with you, where you been, what you been doing. You got your boyfriend yet? When you finna get
Wait,
married?
pause,
Don't have any kids?
pause. Wait a minute. Why is that always the question?
I have not a clue. But at Thanksgiving, seems like around the holidays, at Thanksgiving and or Christmas, they always pick out the single cousin or the single grandchild. When you gonna have some babies? So you got a boyfriend? Yeah, you got your little girlfriend. When you get married? Well, I ain't been single that long, but yeah,
It
but
sounds like a Tyler Perry scenario,
right.
right?
But that's one of the things I think that I loved and memories for me was being centered around love. And
Mm,
just the love that we had for each other and the way we cared about one another. I can remember growing up around Christmas time, the love that we had. Like we would, because a lot of people in my family have the gift of song and singing. So we would literally in my grandmother's living room make a choir, literally, and we would sing all kinds of songs and stuff, and different ones in my family are anointed to play instruments, and even my brother, instruments and song, and we would get together and we would sing, and we would have talent shows, especially around Christmas, have talent shows where you could do whatever talent and you may win a prize, win money, whatever. So just the love, just being together with one another and just the spending the time together. Cause like for me, especially with my cousins, it didn't matter where we were. We could have been in a bubble together, but as
mhm.
long as we was together, that's all that really mattered to
So,
us.
so you presenting this now, and the reason why I'm asking this question because LaWanda and I posted, and I kind of laughed. I wasn't laughing what you were saying because she was like, she is one of 25 siblings. That is
Wow.
a huge family, and so she said, "I love them, but good God, I don't like some of them." And I start laughing.
Well, I understand it's like that old saying say, after 3 days, certain things start stinking. You love them, and you be like, when they first get here, you be so excited. Oh, I'm glad they here. Oh, I'm glad to spend time. Then after a while, you be like, okay, now it's time to go home.
So
I love you though,
I
but
want
you
to say
just gotta
this.
stay here. You gotta go.
I want to ask you this question because you are a lovable person and you rarely see anything wrong in anybody. So, are there family members that you love with all your heart, but Jesus know that you struggle within yourself when they come around?
It's
Now,
a
be
few.
honest. This
Oh,
is a
oh, now,
conversation
it's
about that.
several. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be yeah, it's several. Some I love them. I do. I love them with all of my heart. But it's a few that when they come around, I have to pray, Lord, give me the peace that surpass all understanding, and that'll guard my heart, and Lord, most importantly, guard my mouth because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to do the wrong thing. I just want to make sure that, Lord, I'm doing the right thing, that,
Mhm.
you are pleased. And if we be real, all of us feel that way. None of us sit here, let's not sit here and patronize and act like you ain't got family members that, you don't necessarily want to be around, because let's be real. And in most black households, when we have family gatherings, what's the first thing we do before we go over? We'll call who all over there. Oh, they over there. Oh, I don't fool with them, so I'll see y'all a little later on. Let me know when they gone. So you
I,
know,
you know, to be honest, I never done that. I never done that. I really didn't because first of all, I already knew who didn't really like me anyway, so it was already done.
right.
So I'm like, and I knew who I kind of felt some kind of way about, but like, I had this thing about me. This is me. This crazy. I had this thing about myself. It's like, I don't care. I go around my family, and I would speak to everybody, knowing that certain ones can't stand me. Like, hey, how you doing? Hey, good to see you. Great to see
And I
you.
think
Wow,
and
you
I
doing
think
great.
that's the best way to kill it. When you can go around people that and family especially,
Mhm.
that prayed on you down on, and be like, "Girl, how you doing? You looking
Yeah.
good. Ooh, you done lost weight. I mean, ooh, this wig is just giving. I
No, you,
mean, my God."
not the wig.
Yeah. And then look, they looking all types of crazy like, I know this heifer didn't just say my wig look nice. She don't even like me. Yeah,
Uh,
I did. But I did it intentionally. Sure.
I'm just like, anybody who knows me know that I love family. God
I
knows
do.
I love family.
Yeah,
But
I do.
I'm like LaWanda. God knows that's something that I just like, God give me grace.
Yeah.
And
That's
let
what.
and that's the church tone. I'll be like, "Oh my God, I can't stand them." And I'm being honest. I can't stand. I love them, and if they need me, I'm gonna be there. If they need some food to eat, I'm gonna feed them. It is what it is.
Yeah,
Um, so my grandma died. Oh Jesus, it's been a good minute. If she was still alive, she'd be like, I believe 102 if she was still living. And we used to get together and celebrate her birthday. We haven't done it in a while, especially in the past 2 years because of COVID and things like
right,
that. It kind of killed all that. But what I remember about family is like the gatherings, like you talking about. Like my grandma had 13 living kids. Okay, 13. And
right,
so even though we all didn't live in the same space, but majority of us, for some reason, whenever my grandma moved, we eventually followed where she was at. So,
right,
no, we lived in Florida. My grandma moved to Florida. Some more of the kids came to Florida. Then she left and she moved to another part of Florida. Then she came back to Tennessee. Then most of us eventually moved back up here, you know. So, um, like one of my favorite moments was at Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is my favorite moment. Christmas, I'm okay with it. I think ever since I found that Santa Claus wasn't real, I ain't too much cared too much about it. So yeah, I said it. Y'all get mad at me and call me Mr.
for
Scrooge.
all of our young viewers tonight, he was just talking. He didn't
No,
mean that.
I know I was
There's
being
still
honest.
mystery in the magic, Darnell.
No, I was being
Don't wanna
honest.
ruin the imagination of our young viewers. We may have young viewers.
We ain't
We
got to lie
want
to
them
them
to
either.
we wanna stretch their imagination for as long as it can be stretched.
No,
And
I'm
Miss Wanda said Santa not real.
Lawanda. Santa's not real. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I apologize for busting your bubble. But when I found out Santa wasn't real, it gave me a deep appreciation for my parents, especially my mom, because during that particular time, my mom, my dad had separated, and it gave me a deeper sense of appreciation of the hard work that she's putting in to make sure that my sister and I, about to give her name out, was good, and the sacrifice she made. So I didn't get happy about the white man in the red and black suit that come down a chimney that we did not have, but I got even more happier of the reason that she sacrificed for us. But
yeah,
still, Thanksgiving was one of my favorite moments. That's because Thanksgiving was a moment where I got a chance to see cousins that I hadn't seen like all year long. 'Cause everybody would come to grandma's house,
right,
and so um, we played. The grown folks fuss and hugged each other after it was all over with because they always gonna find something to fuss about. Um,
right.
Thank you, Sister Sonata. I started out and they had me in the bed at 5 o'clock in the evening or 6 o'clock in the evening, told me I had
Oh,
to get in the
Lord.
bed because Santa was gonna come, and if I don't be asleep, he gonna put some coal in my eyes or some stuff like that. And I believed it. But Tawana, yeah, I gave her name out. She found the truth way before I did.
Oh, wow. I think for me, one of my favorite memories of family gatherings was at Christmas and Thanksgiving, especially on my dad's side. My grandmother would make numerous amount of cakes. And when I say make cakes, I don't mean box cakes. I mean from
From
scratch. Like
scratch.
she would make one of my favorite cakes that she would make was her homemade pineapple upside down cake. That was one of my favorites that she would make. And she would make homemade German. Oh, a good. Well, I don't eat German chocolate because I don't like coconut, but she would make a good one. And then she would make a homemade coconut cake and a red velvet. And even my dad had told me a story when they were growing up. They might not have gotten a bunch of toys and everything for Christmas because the family was so big, but she would at least make sure each one of them had their favorite cake for Christmas.
Mhm.
She would take the time to make 15 different types of cake to make sure that each one of them had something
Wow.
from
Wow.
scratch.
That
And
is amazing.
right. Amazing. Plus, think about this. Plus, on top of having to make dressing, greens, macaroni cheese, chitlins, and in between.
You know
So
what?
that's
You
love. That's the
that
true
is.
thing of family and love.
Mhm.
It's not just what you can buy for somebody. I mean, don't get me wrong, buying is wonderful, but that's love. The love sometimes love is more in the little things, the little bitty details.
You know what? Pastor always wait a minute, hold on. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna because she's making me laugh. Y'all gotta know LaWanda. I can hear her saying this, and She said, "My first religion was J Witness at my dad's, but Baptist with my mom. Those handmade gifts were everything." I bet they were. Let me
Yeah,
share this. Let me share this. I was gonna say something. Pastor always said this. You know, me and him always a conversation about family. He said, when you're doing things for your children, or there are moments, they would never remember what you gave them, but they remember the moments that you spent with them. It's those sentimental times that people remember the most.
right.
You know, like, for me, one reason why Thanksgiving was so amazing to me, is because I got a chance to see my mom and her sisters and a couple of my uncles. They get together in the kitchen, and my grandma giving direction, and I watched them create a meal for us, and that meant a whole lot to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
crazy, man. And listen, I
yeah.
just hear my grandma's voice giving directions. Hey, put a little of this here.
You know
Um,
what, you
this
sound
meat
like me. I remember especially at Thanksgiving, so, like, with my family, we would, for Thanksgiving, we would first go to my mother's house and then come back and go to my dad's mother's, and then at Christmas, we would go to my mother's for a little bit and then come back to my dad's for Christmas. But, especially at Thanksgiving, I can remember pulling up to my grandmother's double wide trailer, going in the door, and seeing her sitting on the couch waiting to give me and my brother the biggest hugs in the world, saying, "Hey, what are y'all been up to? I ain't seen y'all. How
Wow.
y'all doing? Y'all going in there, sit down." And I can remember my grandmother making her famous my grandmother, my mom's mother, making her famous pecan pies. She loved making pecan pies. And the thing about it is, Darnell, every time she would make them, she tell my mama, "Now, Suzanne, go on in there and fix Albert a piece of my pecan pie and get him some iced tea." And then my daddy be sitting there cheesing to me, "Yeah, Suzanne, go on, do what your mama said. She told you, go on." And my mama be looking at, and
Uh,
I just, me and Matthew just be sitting there giggling and laughing. But it, because we would all, when we would go to my grandmother's, we would all bring a dish. So, like, she may do like the turkey and the dressing, and we would all bring sides and stuff.
right,
And we would
right.
just get together and we would eat and we sit there and watch, because one of my other uncles liked football, and my oldest uncle that lived with her, him and my youngest uncle, they would be in their room and they'd be watching football and we'd be watching football in there. And so, we would just get together and laugh and talk about all kinds of, the life events,
Yeah.
or, just whatever is on our heart, and just have a good
Uh,
time. And we sometimes we would hate to leave, because we'd be like, because me and Matthew, we would be in my youngest aunt's room, because her room was the hangout spot. It's small, but her room was the hangout spot. We'd be on her bed playing video games or talking or listening to music, and we all in there, us kids, and we talking and we cutting up. What's been going on with you? What you been doing? Call me tonight, okay? All that kind of stuff. Or let's go to the movies or something.
the
And
one that said she took them in. She said when they put that bed sheets over the desserts, that was love. Look, my
right.
you just sparked my memory. I do remember that. I was like, "Why they
Right.
putting this
I
over this?"
remember my grandmother doing that. I do.
I guess they're trying to get the flies off the desserts, huh?
Right. That I do.
So mhm,
I believe that's the reason why my grandmother had so many freezers in her house. Cause, like, she had a big long deep freezer, and then she had her refrigerator deep freezer, and then she had a small square deep freezer in the kitchen. And then my aunt, AJ, lived up the street. And so down in her basement, she had a freezer that she would put stuff in down there too. So she had enough stuff. And boy, oh, Darnell, I can remember before Christmas, my grandmother would go and get greens and get ready to start picking them weeks in advance and cooking them and having them in bags and freezing them. So that way, when Thanksgiving and Christmas rolled around, she didn't have as much cooking to do. What you talking about good, because she could have it smelling so good. She had a storm door on her front door and a wooden door, and you could open the storm door and you could smell it from the front door as soon as you open the storm door, and you ain't even made it all the way in the house yet, but you
mhm.
could smell them greens cooking, and you be rubbing your belly like, ooh, that smells so good.
Y'all may think what I'm about to say, and I know some people don't like what I'm about to say. That to me, I used to love the smell of I walked to my grandma's house during Thanksgiving.
I did too.
I I don't know, Andrew. You may not like what I'm about to say.
Oh Lord, here we go.
I used my grandma, Thanksgiving, Christmas when they did chitlins, and I used to love the smell of chitlins.
Oh Lord.
I walked to my grandma's house.
For
It, you
all of
know,
y'all, forgive
it,
me. I don't do chitlins. I
I
love but
I loved it, man. Still do. Like, so like my auntie, I don't know if she's on here or not. Um, so like during this time of year, she'll call me up. She probably gonna call me soon. Like, nephew, you want some chitlins? I got you. And I go buy buckets or whatever. She'll clean them, she feed the whole family. As long as I get me a bowl, I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the year. I am super fine. And I'm a Florida boy, so I gotta have with some rice. So chitlins on a bed of rice. Oh my Jesus. Lord have mercy. I can taste it right now. My hand's sweating because I want some. Lord have mercy. But so we talked about family and all the great things and great memories about family. Um, what about friendships? What do you have any friends besides me? Your big brother.
well,
Um,
yes, I do. I have several friendships. One of my good
oh,
friends, I'm gonna mention
pause.
her
Uh,
tonight.
I gotta check somebody in the comment section. The lies you tell, Lawanda.
Amen, Miss Lawana. They should be cooked
Lies.
outside, and in some circles, in my opinion, they shouldn't be served on the dinner table at all.
The
But my
lie.
grandmother,
The
God rest
lies.
her soul, she loved them to death. She would cook them. She'd eat them fried. Any way you could cook them, she would eat
Fried,
them, as long as they were
boiled,
nice and clean and cooked.
everything. Let me share this with you, like, and then we're gonna get to the friend section. Then we're gonna talk about chitlins right quick. Then we're gonna, we segue, just a little bit. So I you're right. Got to cook them right. Absolutely, you got to cook them right. See, Sister Sonata Mary, she got a revelation. Anna said, my friend said, y'all must be related. So I was at Lee's. Now, culturally speaking, I always known African Americans to eat chitlins, right? So Lee's well, not Lee's, Higgs. I'll say Lee's. Higgs over here in Milan on Tuesdays. I don't know if they still do it or not. They serve chitlins. You can get it fried or boiled, right? So I'm walking to the restaurant, like I just got a taste for chitlins. I'm gonna go in there. I'm thinking I'm gonna see a sea of brown people. I walked in there. I didn't see a sea of brown people. There was barely a wave of us in there. When I
It was the other.
it was full. So I sit down at a table and was the older gentleman to sit beside me. I had got mine boiled and I got something else with it. And he looked at me, tapped me on the shoulder, he said, "Boy, this some good eating, ain't it?" And I looked at him, I said, "Yes, sir, it is." And he was smashing down on it. I was like, so y'all like chitlins too, huh?" So they was like tearing it up. So the wonder, if you won't be my wife, you gotta learn how to cook some chitlins in the house. I'm just messing with her. But family, friends. You say you got friends?
I do. One of my good friends is a young lady by the name of Miss Jasmine Lee. She works for Jackson Madison County School System. She is a bookkeeper for one of the schools. I met Miss Jasmine Lee. I've been knowing her, well, really been knowing her a long time because I know her mother and her family. Her aunt, Miss Joyce Curry, was my third grade teacher, and I know her mom, Miss Andrea Perry of Miss Perry's Diner in Humboldt, Tennessee. So if y'all do me a favor, go shout out on Sundays. You need a good home cooked meal and you in Humboldt, Tennessee, hit up Perry's Diner. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. If you need a meal catered, you will not be disappointed. Perry's Diner is the place to go. But anyway, Jasmine, I met Jasmine. We really connected some years ago when I started substitute teaching at Stigall. She was an assistant in a pre-K class, and me and her, we would just start talking and just began to talk about random things. And I was like, "Hey, girl, how are you?" And she's like, "Good, how you doing?" And we just kind of connected even the more. And so she is a really good dear friend of mine. She is a very sweet and a thoughtful person. She is married with two children. She has two daughters. She has Madison. and I believe I can't think of the other one name. They call her Sissy, but anyway, and she's married to a young man by the name of Victor Lee, out of Trenton, Tennessee. And so I met her, and she has been like a sweet sister. I mean, if I ever need her for something, I can call her. I can confide in her. I can pray with her. We've prayed together. We've laughed together. We've cried together. We've been pissed off together, about something that was going on,
No, you
and
did not say the word.
all of those. We've been in our feelings together,
Wait a minute.
all of those
Hannah,
things. And
Hannah,
look,
Hannah
huh?
Bullock. You didn't say the word piss, did you?
What for me? Truth
Lord,
is truth.
I was
It's
just.
truth is truth. But yeah, she is one of my dear friends. And then for me, okay, I know this probably gonna be cliche, but I'm gonna go there with it. One of my best friends is one of my family members, and that is my cousin. My cousin, Miss Bianca Simmons. We grew up together. So her dad and my dad are brothers, but her dad is older than my dad. Okay, she's younger than I am, but we're cousins. We're first cousins by blood. But I promise, if you seen us in a room together, you wouldn't be able to tell that we're not sisters, because we talk to each other maybe 10 times in a week, every day, every other day. Me, her, and my cousin Blake, from Virginia, out of Virginia. We have a three, because we're all iPhone users, apostolic iPhone users. So we all have a three-way conference call at least once or twice a week. Hey, what's going on with you? How you doing? I'm checking in on you. How's life? How's work? You doing okay? And what I like the other week, we had a conference call, and Blake said, "Where you been?" Because I've been without a phone for a while. "Where you been? I need to put out an APP." I said, "I've been around. I just, my phone situation." And he was like, "You remember when you didn't hear from me for a week? You was like, I'm gonna beat somebody up because I ain't heard from you." I said, "Yeah, because I want to know, are you okay? Are you all right? I ain't heard nothing from you. You wasn't answering calls. You was on a sabbatical, and I ain't talking about it. Tell me you on a sabbatical."
Mm-mm.
But that's just the type of relationship that we have. I mean, we'll get on the phone and just talk to each other about random things. We pray together, we laugh together, we cry together, we have vent sessions. Like one day, I was venting to them about something that happened to me at school. One of the kids was working my last nerve, and I was like, "Look, they worked my last nerve, and if I wasn't saved, I sure wouldn't mind having me something that was stronger than tea." But and they was laughing, saying it was funny. But that's just the way it was. That's just the way it is. You
Uh,
know, and you
yeah.
know,
First of all,
unlike us three, we're dead in the middle of having a conversation, and I was saying something to Bianca, and Blake didn't hear what was said, and he goes, "Who?" And I kept right on talking, and he goes, "I said who? Who is we talking about?" And finally we just bust out laughing, and we told him what we were talking about, and but definitely Bianca's one of my best friends. I can remember growing up, her just about every other summer coming from Arizona here and staying at my house, and then staying at her grandmother's house because her grandmother lives here. Her mother's mother lives here, Miss Orangey Heron, and we would do all kinds of fun stuff together. We would go to the library, the public library, because from where I used to live on 18th Street, we could walk. It was a matter of fact, it was an alleyway on the street I lived on in some houses. It was an alleyway that you could cut through, and it would make it real easy. But one day, the people that lived there, they acted fun about us going through there, so we never went again. That's
you
another
should,
story for another day.
you
But
should not
anyway,
be. You should not
but
be walking across nobody's yard anyway.
it was an alley. It's an alley. It was an alleyway.
Yeah,
Literally, it's an alleyway. But anyway, we would go to
y'all,
like we
y'all,
would do stuff. We would go to public library together. We would get out in our backyard, because in our backyard on 18th Street, my brother had a basketball goal because he was into playing basketball and still does play basketball from time to time. And I never will forget. It was the summertime, and we were all out there, and my cousin Bianca was home. And so my brother had his friends, and they was all out there playing, and Bianca said, "Okay, I want to get in the game." Bianca could play. Bianca got out there before I know that. I looked up, she done beat all them boys, and they was mad, good big mad. She beat
ah,
all them boys. But yeah, but like I said, Bianca is a awesome, awesome, awesome person. She is a person that I've prayed with, I've cried with, I've laughed with, I've bounced ideas off of. I've had her to pull me to, and then I've had her and Blake both to snatch me and get my life real quick and be like, "Hey, no, no, you went too far. What you said, that was wrong. You need to rethink that and go
Hmm.
back a different way. Maybe I know what you meant by it, but the way it was presented wasn't the best way to
And
be
see,
presented."
and the thing of it is, that's what friends and family is for. Like when you really have authentic friends and family, they gonna check you, and
Right.
it's out of love. And most of the time, if you don't know how to accept that, it's kind of hard for you.
Because see, in our group, we try to live by the mentality, I would rather hurt your feelings now and know
Hmm.
that your future is secure later
Right.
than mess around and not say anything and you mess around and miss heaven all because I didn't take the time to tell you right there in the moment. I'd rather for you to be mad like me and you, Darnell, we have a good relationship. I'd rather for you to be mad at me today and then next week we make back up than rather for me to sit there and know I could have helped save you and you die and your soul go to hell and then you come looking for me saying, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, yeah.
You
And
know, I
even
will
even if it's not about a hell or heaven situation, if I'm wrong because you love me, tell me. Let me know, that, "Yo, bro, you didn't handle the situation. I don't think you looked at that right."
right,
Like, I think it was last year, we had a conversation about GLYC, and you called me up and you said, "Hey, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G," right? And I'm like, "Okay, you know what? You're right."
right. 'Cause I was like, hey, look, if we gonna do this, we need to do this, 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 and this, and
Mhm.
we do that, 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 and that. And I think if we do it this way, it'll work better. I know we ain't got much time, but if we hold off a little bit, we can get it together and it'll be right. And you said, and I'm gonna be honest, Darnell, I was shocked by your response because my first thought was looking for, well, who are you to tell me because I'm in charge of that and blah 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 and da 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 da. But you were like, look, I appreciate you for taking the time to just be honest with me about that. Thank you. I didn't think about it like that, but you're right. Let's take the time. Let's think about it. Let's revamp it. Let's remap it. Try it again, and hopefully it'll be better. And it was.
Yeah, because we all ain't right about everything, and
Right.
we all have life situations that we're trying to, we like you to term balancing out, but there's no such thing as really a true balance. One day or one thing has your attention at 1 minute more than the other, you
Right.
know. And so that's the reality of it is. So like life happens and sometimes things slip and you need to have those people to bring you back in and say, hey, did you forget about this? Did you
Right.
forget about that pot on the stove? Cause I think if you
Right.
don't check, it's about to burn. And you
That's true.
need that type of person. I'm gonna say the Lawanda said this right here. She said, do y'all include your pets at gatherings before I invite myself? Anna, y'all include pets?
Well, I do have several family members that do have dogs
Do
and
they
such.
bring them to the events?
Yeah, they have. They have
Do they set the table?
yeah, and I'm not a big on dogs, but I'm learning to be because my cousin Bianca actually has a dog. I think my cousin Celeste has a dog, and Bianca had for one point in time had a bird, and my cousin Crystal had a bird as well. So yes, could be part of it. But I got a question tonight also. So somebody in the comments do me a favor. How many of you in the comments have a friend or a good friend?
Oh,
Put
I think they was already answering that. We can go back to the comment section. Sister
okay.
Sonata was saying,
Okay, well, since
"Yeah,
you said you got a good friend, she told us why she was talking about. I saw that she was talking about her
yeah."
husband. Tell us why you think that person is a good friend. Because I found this out. You can have friends, but everybody's not a good friend. And what I mean by that is like for example, a good friend is someone that's gonna have your back in public. Like say for instance, if I do something in public that's not right, Darnell gonna have my back in public, but in private, he gonna pull me to the side and check me about it. He may not check me in front of everybody, but he's gonna pull me to the side and say, "No, get it together."
Since
You
you said
know,
since you said that, me and Tawana had a conversation with my other sister, and we was talking about how to put people in their proper places. Like we have the thing where we call everybody friend, and that's the reason why we got to differentiate. This is a good friend, but this is just a friend. In reality, that friend is just an acquaintance, than just an associate.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because
Like,
because nowadays, if you think about it in our culture nowadays, we are, and I have to catch myself with this too, because I'm such a loving person, easily loving. You know this,
mhm,
but we are so quick now to call everybody friend, or as soon as we get close to somebody for maybe 2 weeks. Oh, this my bro, this my sis. Yeah, we brothers from another mother, and we ain't known them worth a
I'm
hill
just
of beans. And then the
yeah,
crazy part about that is we say that, and then when they cut us to the core, we
mhm,
are beyond broken. But
right,
it's like you got to give a friendship time to marinate.
right,
Just like when my grandmother would cook and she would make food, and she would take it and season it and let it marinate because she wanted the seasoning to get inside the meat before she cook it. She didn't just put the seasoning on there and then put it in the pot,
mhm,
put it in the pan. No, she let it marinate over some of that stuff. She let marinate overnight,
that's
or
true.
put the pot on the stove and let it cook a while. Like
Yeah,
greens, put it on that stove and let it cook a while. She would sit there and say, "Ain't like I would watch cooking shows with her, and I would watch the Rachel Ray 30-minute cooking show, and she would say, "Ain't no way in the world that soup is done in 30 minutes. Ain't no way in the world she got all that done in 30 minutes. That ain't done. And I'd be laughing, but and look, and we be jawing back and forth about it. But but it takes time. It takes time to develop a friendship. It doesn't just happen overnight. It takes time.
I
I
don't.
mean, and in order for me, Darnell, with
Mhm,
that too, in order to do that, I gotta see what kind of person you are in all types of weather.
yeah,
I need to see how you are when you're mad. I need to see how you are when you're angry, when you're frustrated, when you pissed, when you in your feelings, when you having a bad day, when you struggling in struggle mode. I need to see how you are when you happy. I need to see how you are when you're thankful, when you have gratitude. All of
yeah,
those things.
yeah. I'm telling you, and I don't call everybody friends anymore. I don't even put people in the category. This is my coworker. This is a church member. This is uh
Right.
this is my cousin.
This
That's
is the this
this
is the nice way of saying. In
this is
other words, it's the nice way of saying you're nothing more than an associate in my book. But
no,
I want to be nice
no,
about it.
no, I'm not being nice, but it's
No,
just the
no, I know
reality.
I'm just joking. I know.
Like
I know your heart. I know better than that. But
I'm like
it was
I'm
just
learning how to put people in their proper perspective in my life. I'm not gonna put everybody in the same boat. Like you know, this is what it is. And I could talk about me and your relationship because me and you had a conversation. And I remember when you came to me and you set me down, you said, I want to apologize to you. I said, for what? You was like, well, there's some things that was said about you and that I internalized what they said about you and I judge you based upon that. But as I got to get to know you, you're nothing by what they said.
right.
And
Exactly.
so the thing of it is, because of time, we built a friendship. I'm not gonna call you my friend just because. Okay, little Wanda, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Well, I see you at church Sunday at 11 o'clock a.m. in Louisville Abundant Life for Pastor Simmons and First Lady Simmons 40+ year anniversary, Miss Lawanda.
Uh,
Make sure you got on gray and yellow. Those are the colors for Sunday.
uh,
Come up and say hey. All right.
uh. Oh, Felicia gonna give me a call tonight. Gonna tell me what you little Wanda doing anyway.
Right.
I have learned not to immediately because I was, growing up because of trauma, I want to gravitate to everyone. Lawanda, why you lying? Wait a minute, you might be telling the truth. You might be telling the truth. I
Okay.
didn't think about that.
Then I got a question. We
Oh,
we we said tonight that what makes someone a good friend, but I want to pose this thought: are you a good friend? Because we love to talk about other people are good friends or not, but are we good friends? Are we that person that people can rely on, can depend on, can count on, can count that I can count on you, Darnell, if I come to you and privately say, Darnell, I'm just gonna be real. Today I cussed her out. Can I count on you to keep that can I count on you to come to you and say that and know that it's not gonna be um, you know, taken everywhere? Or can
y-
I count on you to come to you and say, Darnell, I done some stuff that I really shouldn't have
You
been doing,
you want
and
me you
so
want me give an honest answer?
yeah,
I can be transparent. I always been a good person.
right,
Always been a good person. But far as friend, how to be a friend or how to be a complete brother to somebody, I had to grow into that space because I
right,
didn't have no no example what real friends look like.
right,
You know what
'cause
I'm saying? So I
right,
had to grow. Now I never was the type of person that just ran off and tell people business, but sometimes I wasn't as dependable as I should have been.
right,
Sometimes I wasn't as present as I should have been. So I had to grow into that. So the Darnell you see today is a whole different Darnell from when he was 20 years old.
right,
Had to and matter of fact, me and my friend was talking about this the other day, um, growing to understanding who you are and who your friends are and who you are too. Like me and my friend, I told her the other day, I said, you was a selfish something when we was in our 20s. And that was our reality. You know what I'm saying? And
right,
me, sometimes, I like I said, I was never really a complete messy person or a dirty person, but sometimes I wasn't there like I supposed to as a friend.
right,
And
and I
I had to grow into that. And that's me being honest, good people.
right,
It's me being
and you
honest.
know what? And it made me say this, and I said it to say this. A lot of times we say, "I'm a good friend," but how many times do we really do the evaluation check?
Mhm.
When is the last time you called those in your circle? And I'm not talking about the ones you talk to every day, but I'm talking about them ones that you don't talk to every day and say, "Hey, I just wanted to check on you." Not because I want something, not because I need you to do something for me, but I just want to see, are you doing okay? Do you need anything? You good? You straight? When is the last time you went out of your way to help somebody that you know needed it? Now, don't get me wrong, because sometimes when we are the good friends, sometimes people take advantage of that because they
Mhm.
know you the good friend, you're gonna be dependable, you're gonna be accountable. But really went out of your way to just be a help, and not, and when I say be a help, I mean be a help without looking for and expecting things in return all of the time.
Yeah,
I want to make sure that I want to make sure that I'm being the friend that I want people to be to me. If I
absolutely.
want people to be loving to me, I want to make sure that I'm loving. If I want people to be kind to me, I want to make sure that I'm kind. Like I was having a conversation the other day with someone, and I never will forget before my dad's mother passed, my grandmother, I would stay with her at night when my uncle would go out of town. And it was a lot of people that would say, you staying with her, it's kind of hard staying with her, because she was sickly, and sometimes
Mhm.
because my grandmother was the kind, she did not bite her tongue about anything. She said
No,
what's
she
on
didn't.
her mind, and you knew how she felt, and you knew if she liked you,
No, she did.
all that. But, and it was rough, but I looked at it in this perspective, and I told the person, I said, well, what helped me is I looked at it from this perspective. At the time, she was old or older. I hate to say that we're old. I say seasoned, but because
Church
I don't like to offend people, but
churchy
she
talk.
was
That's
old.
that
She was
churchy talk.
older or seasoned, and I looked at it like this. She was old at the time, and I looked at it like this. That one day I'm gonna have to get old.
Mhm.
And and I don't never know if I'm gonna be where I need help, and I'm gonna want somebody to be good to me and take care of me. So that's why I didn't mind going there and spending the night and doing all kinds of sorts of things. Darnell, what you not do to Miss Lawanda? She talking about you not a good friend. What did you not do?
Lawanda. The name of my church is New Abundant Life in Humboldt, Tennessee. The address is 211 South 6th Avenue. In Humboldt, we say 6th Street. Um, Sister Sonata, you paying too much attention.
Right. But I mean, just but I like I said with my grandmother, I did that because I looked at it like one day I'm gonna have to get old. And I don't never know if I'm gonna be sick or bedridden or out of my mind or in a place where I can't bathe myself and do the things I need to do for myself. And I said, if that was me, I'm gonna want somebody to take care of
Mhm.
me and be kind to me because my mother for years before she became an educational assistant in school system, she was a CNA, so she worked in nursing homes for years. And my mother would tell me horror stories of how people wouldn't come in there and see their relatives or not take care of them, or how they sometimes could be dogged out because they don't have anybody that actually takes time with them. So I said to myself, that's why I want to do it because I recognize that if it was me, I want
Mhm.
people to be kind to me, and that's why I try every day now to make sure that I try to be what I want other people to be to me.
Right.
Like last week, it surprised me last week at work. I was in my classroom and I get there early, and one of the cafeteria ladies came down into our room to bring the breakfast basket. They bring it every morning, and the lady's name is Miss Sylvia, and she said, Miss Anna, she said, good morning. I said, good morning. And she said, she said, I know a little girl in your class, her grandmother, and I was trying to tell her your name, but I couldn't remember your name. And she said, I was telling her, the grandmother, that your granddaughter has two sweet teachers in her class, especially this young black lady. She is so sweet. Every time I come into the room every morning, she is just so sweet and sweet to the children, and she just loves the kids and takes so much time with them. And Darnell, I didn't even I promise I had no clue she was watching me. I had no clue she was paying attention, but I thank God that I was doing the things that I was doing.
You're doing
And so,
you're
and
doing
that just
doing what
goes
you
it
do.
goes to show again,
Mhm.
that I want to be the kind of person that I want people to be to me. I want to make sure that I hate to have a churchy moment, but I'm gonna have a churchy moment. We're gonna step out of it. But the Bible says, "Let your light so shine that men might see your good works and glorify your
Right.
which is in heaven." And I just strive to be that person that that people can look at and say she is friendly, because like I'm the kind of person I walk up to people and just say, "Hey, how you doing?" "Oh, I like your so and so," or "I like this. You look cute.
Right.
How you doing?" Whereas Darnell right beside me going, "Really?" Look at him like, "Really?" And then,
Good.
but now if somebody says, "Hey, how you doing?" He'll go, "Hey, how you doing?" But as far as Darnell going up and starting a conversation, it ain't gonna happen. It'll take Jesus, the fire department, and the CIA for that.
You
But
already know.
I
LaWanda.
mean, we gotta be a good friend.
Right.
You know,
LaWanda, your question. The church that she invited you to is the church that I attend, which is New Abundant Life Church in Humboldt, Tennessee. The address is 211 South 6th Avenue, right here in the big city.
in the
The
big
big
city of
city
Humboldt,
of
Tennessee. The folks
Humboldt,
that don't
Tennessee.
know, come
That's
see
the church
us.
she
I
invited
promise you, you will. When I tell you, you will enjoy yourself from
you.
beginning to end. You will enjoy yourself. This church, you don't have to have a gym membership. I promise you, with all the praise and thanking the Lord, you probably gonna do. You'll get your workout right in church service.
And
So
Anna is the pastor's daughter in
I
my
I
mission.
am the I am
Yeah.
yes, I am a PK. I am saved and sanctified. Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized. Oh, dip down in Jesus' name. Now, but seriously,
That's right. You do work in Humboldt. It's just from your job, it's just a good 2 miles. Humboldt ain't big at all. So,
right.
you
Yeah,
know,
come see us. Even if you don't come see us Sunday, come see us one Sunday. We start
well,
at 11 a.m. every Sunday morning. Come see us one Sunday morning. Pull
I
up on us.
I help you get there. You will enjoy yourself, you will. And I apologize for not inviting you to the show. I thought we had talked about it a long time ago, but we be in our little conversations. We talk about one thing, we go for another,
Right.
whatever. So yeah,
Because,
fast.
Darnell, looking at friendship, something you said, let's talk about what a friendship is not. So I feel like a friendship, okay, a real friendship is not someone that always tells my business. Like if I come to you and
Mhm.
I tell you something and you always go, you go back and you tell somebody else, girl, did you hear, girl, Anna came and told me that she was over on Lee Street with Bobby and she was supposed to be at home last night.
Anna, why you telling your business?
That didn't actually happen, but we gonna leave that alone. We don't need to get the water's trouble over here. I'm doing good.
No,
I'm
we need to
safe
have a
and
conversation
sanctified.
with Bishop. We need to have a
Right,
conversation with Bishop. Anna telling all her business over here.
right.
But true,
But
true,
but
true.
I'm saying, I feel like that's one thing that does not make a good friend for me. I feel like
Absolutely.
another thing that doesn't make a good friend for me, I feel like as a real friend, if I see, like, say for instance, if I'm with you, Darnell, and I see you look raggedy, I'm gonna pull you to the side in love and tell you, hey, you need to fix your hair, or hey, your pants, unzip. I'm not gonna let you go. No, I feel like as a real friend, I shouldn't let you go anywhere
Yep,
raggedy.
yeah,
Period.
that's right.
Even if I got to help you fix your hair,
Yep.
even if I got to help you iron your clothes or help you put an outfit together, baby, I'm gonna help you put an outfit together because I'm not
So
gonna let you go nowhere raggedy because I care
right,
about you.
right. This is a real thing that happened this past Sunday. So I got the shot and whatever, and my shirt had came out my pants, and it was looking kind of crazy. So pastor had called me up because I didn't realize he wanted me to close out the service. So I was walking. Marvin said, "Hey, brother Darnell, come here." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Your pants." And I'm like, "My pants?" Like, "Yeah, your pants." And you tell me whatever. He made sure that I was straight before I got on the stage.
See?
And that's what real friends. That's what brother man. That's what brotherhood looks like. At the end of the day, you don't allow me to be embarrassed. You don't.
Okay,
Matter
Miss Sonata got a question. She said, "How do you tell someone is stinky?" That is a
Ooh,
that That is a
ooh.
question, and it's a tough one. It depends on the type. Wait a minute, I'm gonna say this. It depends on the type of relationship you have with the person, first of all. Because if you have a relationship with them and they know you love them and it's coming from a place of love, you can pretty much you can because I do believe this. It segues into something I was gonna say. Real friendship, a real friend is a person that is able to sit down with you and have those tough conversations, like she just said, of telling you, baby, I love you. I know you think you took a good bath this morning, but baby, joy ain't joy. You know, it's sadness. You
Well,
know, I'm
well,
just
well,
being real.
I,
And
I,
and like Miss Murray said, and do it without embarrassing them. You
well,
know, you don't do it in front of everybody, but you say, "Look, boo, I love you, but joy ain't joying today. I know you think you joying, but joy has turned into gloom or sadness. Please, I need you to get it together. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me take you to Walmart. Let me buy you, or girl, I got some extra Bath and Body Works. I get here. You know, let me give it to you. You know,
okay, that sounds cute and everything, but that's not real. And I love you, but that's not real.
what
It
you
can
mean?
be very difficult to tell somebody they stink. Let's
Well,
be
yeah.
honest,
No,
man.
I'm being honest, but I'm just like
Well,
I said, it depends on the type of conversation I
it
mean the type of
does.
relationship. Because if you don't have that close relationship with that person,
But
then
Anna,
you can't really say some
some
things you
people you
can't
may be close to, and they still can't take it. You tell them they
yeah.
funk.
And it just depends on that person's temperament. If you know how that person is, and you know also their temperament. If you know
Look,
that
I'm a
person, you
direct
can't really
person.
tell them nothing,
I'm a,
then it's just best to, be like,
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't do it in public.
I wouldn't
I
either.
would pull them to the side and say, "Hey, I'm telling you this, and I'm not gonna tell. I'm gonna take you to Walmart, buy you some deodorant and all that type of stuff. I'm just gonna tell you bluntly. Now, if they have a problem not being able, then you tell me that you don't have it, then I go buy it for you. Be honest. Now, if they cuss you out, then let it be. You was being honest with them. Like,
But
hey,
see, but to me, Darnell, that's what a real friendship is. A real friendship is not a real friendship until I can say something to you to challenge you, and we still be friends
but
afterwards.
yeah, yeah. But even I'm like this. If you stop being my friend for being honest with you, then we didn't have a real
Right, that's what I'm
connection.
saying. It was never a real
Mm-mm.
friendship there anyway.
Just
And I
nah.
mean, and I ain't gonna lie, I've been in situations where I've um been in those types of situations where someone was stinking or someone smelled bad, and and I didn't know how to say, hey, you
It's
smell bad.
difficult.
Or
Cool.
somebody's shirt was unbuttoned and I could see a lot of stuff and I didn't know how to tell them and I wanted to say something, but I was like, do I say something? Or do I not say anything? Or do I say something they bite my head off? Or do I just keep my mouth closed? Holy Spirit, lead me, guide me. So I've been in that situation. It's difficult. It's
Look,
not as easy as it seems,
but
I'll just say.
I feel this way. Either you gonna say it or you don't say it.
Right.
That just be direct. Tell me stinking. If like I tell anybody, like my breath stink, tell me my breath stink. Don't be like just bagging off and looking. No, I'm because I'm a direct person. So I want you to be direct with me. Like, hey, you need a peppermint. you need you need a peppermint, elder. That's what they call me in church. You need Darnell, you need a peppermint. Like, oh, it's smelling that bad. Yeah. Well, I tell you, oh, like case in point, I had got off from work and we had to be at church. And I was hungry. I haven't ate all day long. So we stopped at Burger King. I got me a sandwich and I like onions. So I had some onions on that. Well, got to church and I was talking and one of the saints said, ooh, I said, what is it? Said, did you have some onions? I like, yeah, I did. Said, well, I think you need to take care of that. I was like, yo, I appreciate it. And, I always keep little stuff in my backpack, whatever. I went to the bathroom, brushed my teeth while the saints was shouting. I was cleaning my breath. being honest like that, and it does depends on the relationship. Amen. I agree. Sometimes you just gotta tell them. It is. If they get mad, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
if you smelt it, that's 10 to 15 more people who smelt the same thing.
Y'all do me a favor. What do you think one thing a friendship isn't in the comments? What's one thing you think a friendship isn't, Darnell?
Hey, I want to continue, but we are over our time. And look, Anna, you want to come back on here Sunday? We
We
can
can
we can we can do part two or
we
just
can
continue
talk
to
about it. We can talk about it.
um but if not, that's okay. I want to continue, but it's we over 10 minutes over our time. And listen,
Okay.
bad friendships, we all know what they are. Thank God for family and friends. And Ella has been a great co-host. Y'all give her a round of applause virtually through the form of emojis and let her know of a good job she did. Oh, LaWanda, hey, I'll be happy to see you there Sunday. I'll be extremely happy. Um, yeah, Anna did a wonderful job. That's my sister. That's my Anna Mae Bullock. Anna Mae
I
Bullock.
love you too, Darnell. I really do.
So when y'all see her hug her, it says, "Sang Anna Mae Bullock, sang girl."
But actually, well, yeah, I will be. That's right. I will be in the praise team for about however long, because service
Uh,
will be different on Sunday.
she did a great job. I would like to say this before we go. We do. If you want to be a sponsor, we have a sponsorship package. We got platinum, which is $60 per month. Gold is 40. Silver is 20, and bronze is $10 per month. We do not see your information. Everything goes straight to the bank, and the money that will be raised will go to the operation of this company and buying the necessary things that we need to produce our show. So I want to say to each of you, we love you and we definitely appreciate your support. And I want to say one more time, I thank God, hallelujah, for my sister Anna Simmons. I
Yeah,
love that girl
yeah.
all
I
my
pray
heart.
for the man of God tonight. Pray that God save him and deliver him tonight. No, I'm just kidding. But I am, in all honesty, I want to say this. I am honored that you would think enough of me to put me on your platform or to allow me to grace your platform. One thing I've learned, that people don't have to be nice. And when people are, I don't take it lightly that people are nice or people are kind to me and take the time to extend their resources and what they have to me. So I say to you and Jonisha, I thank you for extending your podcast and everything that you're doing. I pray much success to each of you and what y'all are doing for the Lord and what y'all are continuing to do. I challenge each and every one of you on here tonight. If you have not, Cash App Rare Image 26 tonight. They are doing a great thing. This is good ground. I promise. I see myself. This is good ground. Seed into them tonight. $5, $3, $2, $1. Whatever you got, seed it into them. And I promise you, if you seed into them tonight, I promise you, I just believe God enough tonight that if you'll put a seed in the ground tonight, that by Sunday, God will give you a harvest. Yeah, it may not come back in the form that you gave it out in, but I believe God that if you take care of God's business, He'll do yours every time. And one thing I found out, Darnell, I hate to get churchy, but I'm gonna get churchy for 5 seconds. One thing I found out when I do God's business and I do it from my heart and I do it with a right spirit, it's never been a time in my life that God has ever let me go without.
Mm,
I don't care what it was. When I did his business and I took care of his, he took care of me. He spared my life. He gave me food. Somebody walked up to me, hey, I've been meaning to get in contact with you. Here's $5. Girl, let me buy your lunch today. Okay, sure.
hmm Look at that.
So I challenge y'all tonight. Take time, sow a seed into this ministry and what is going on. There are great things happening. They're doing this podcast and Vision Radio. And also, I want to say, I forgot earlier to give honor to my parents and my pastor, my first lady, Pastor Albert K. Simmons and Lady Suzanne Simmons. I honor them because without them, there would be no me. So I just want to say to each and every one of you tonight, thank you for allowing me to be a co-host tonight. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for thinking that the words that come out of my mouth are important to you
They
because
are.
you have to.
They are. Such a lovely woman, somebody I thoroughly respect, and who's very supportive, who is very, very supportive. Um, Lawanda, oh, to answer your question, we don't have a so see button on our section yet. With Facebook and YouTube, you have to get up to a certain amount of followers to get that. So if you want social us, we got Cash App if you want to do that. And we're gonna be setting up a Zelle and some more other platforms because some people don't trust certain platforms and things like that. So we slowly going forward, with that. So hey, we gonna get there. We definitely gonna get there. I want to say I appreciate all our supporters who have came on tonight. I appreciate you. Um, the Cash App is $rare image 26 $rare image 26. When you pull up the Cash App and you put it up, you should see like an eye and a rare image, and it got a media company in there. So you should see that. So I appreciate you all. You have been a great audience. Thank you for everybody who participated by commenting and all that. I want to shout out my uncle. He was in the comment section. I was it was so happy to see him, and my uncle Robert Taylor. Hey, Unc, I appreciate you logging in and participating in the conversation. I just shout him out. Like I said, y'all, thank you all. I love you all. And as Benjo Nation, we always pray. We always pray for our followers. And we want to say we love you. And let me tell you what, I see you all next Friday at 7 p.m. on the Conversation Podcast. All right, good people. Love you and see you next week. God bless.